Download the AllStar app. Make your picks for UFC fights, challenge your friends, level up and win prizes. Link in description. Get it now. All right, Josh. Do you keep up with the news, like the MMA news, like UFC news? Are you someone that looks at that and sees what's going on?
A little bit.
But nothing like what are you looking at? Are you just looking at your division? Is there particular things that you're looking out for when you see?
Um, Sometimes I watch interviews, see some upcoming fights. Just little like highlights here and there. Not too involved with it. Usually catch the main and co-main events. Caught the main and co-main event this past weekend, and just sometimes some embeddeds, but not too much. Don't get too involved in it.
Is there a particular reason why? Do you feel like you just don't have enough time to keep up with it, or is it like, man, I'm in the sport, so it's just like I really don't want to be too like involved 24 hours a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a difference between noise and what's important, and you know, I try to focus on what's in my control, being consistent in my training, and that those type of things on social media or the UFC kind of putting out content doesn't really pertain to me or um, doesn't apply to me. So I just focus on what I gotta do. So if I'm watching some fights, I usually watch some fights that are kind of stylistic matchups or styles that I like. Maybe some welterweights. I like mostly watching the welterweight division because that's the division I'm in, and I can see different styles and how they apply their techniques. And um, yeah, I just focus on the martial arts more than the media side of it.
All right, so you're more of a martial artist rather than a prize fighter.
Yeah, for sure. I enjoy the martial arts and I enjoy the process of getting better. I believe it's kind of a means to an end. It's a way for me to express myself, to see personal growth, to apply my principles to something, and kind of reflects life. I'm always learning something about myself each week, and especially leading up to fights. And through fights, I'm able to reflect and see what I did good and what I have to work on. And I'm enjoying the process. Sometimes the social media or the media hypes things up or makes things bigger than it is, but I enjoy the process of being in the martial arts more than the media side of it.
Being a martial artist, right, and fighting in the UFC, like the highest level. What does that mean to you? Because most martial artists don't make it to that level at all, not even close.
I'm really blessed and I'm really grateful for this opportunity and to fight at the highest level. And just because you're not in the UFC doesn't make you any less or more of a martial artist. It doesn't make you any better than a lower level division or a lower level promotion. If you're dedicated to yourself, my coach told me you don't have to be a professional to operate like a professional. And that's when I was an amateur and I was training and doing that thing. And so I believe it's a way you carry yourself and being disciplined. Of course, there's a higher level, you know, there's good guys everywhere, in the gyms, and I'm blessed with the opportunity to fight on a big stage, and um, the I'm just looking at it as an opportunity. I'm grateful and I'm making the most of it. I'm consistent in my training and in my mindset and my pursuits, and looking forward to this next upcoming bout to show my growth and show my martial arts.
The team that's getting you ready. Like what's the training camp looking like for you? Where are you splitting your time? Who are you working with? Your main coaches, man.
That's a good question. I recently expanded, probably the beginning of this year, I expanded to Syndicate MMA, just for that team environment and being able to sharpen my blade against or sharpen my skills against higher level people that have the same mindset, that are pursuing the same things. And my team consists of a few different my coaches kind of have their own training. I train with Coach Michael Costa for my striking and mixing it up. I train with Coach Sydney Silva for my jiu-jitsu and Coach Chase Pami for my wrestling. And they each have their own type of training, their own training, and it's pretty specific and technical, and I'm getting something out of them, getting something every day from each training from them. So I believe I'm be able to, you know, I'm able to combine the martial arts at Syndicate with the training they have there and the bodies they have there. And Coach Wood is a great coach. He runs a great program with the camaraderie they have there, and it's a team training, and I enjoy that aspect about it.
Nice. And up June 15th, you got your fight coming up. This will be your fourth fight in the UFC against Adam Fugitt. Like, what do you know about Adam and his recent performances, and what do you think about the skill set?
I have been doing some film study and watching his strengths and his weaknesses, and he's a pretty well-rounded opponent. Just looking to sharpen my blade. I'm not too focused on my opponent, focused on the leveling up in my skills and things that I have to work on. And he's someone that I can test my skills against. He's another puzzle to be solved. He has his strengths and his weaknesses, like I said, and I believe I match up good with him. We both he's has strengths in grappling. I have strengths in striking. So, but we're gonna exchange striking, and we're gonna exchange grappling as well. Of course, we both want the fight to go different ways, and both want to emphasize our strengths. So I believe it's a good clash of styles. And we'll see who comes out victorious. I believe he's going to try to get tight, clinch up, and make it a gritty fight, maybe take it to the ground. I'm more planning on standing up and working my striking, but I have been emphasizing my ground game and being able to exchange in some wrestling, exchange in some wall work, and get out of some bad positions if I'm put in some bad positions. So I'm just excited to mix it up. My last two fights were more stand up, and I'm looking forward to fighting a grappler that maybe will show my grappling techniques as well. I haven't been able to show these type of techniques or skills that I have in the jiu-jitsu grappling department. So it's gonna be nice to have that type of challenge, and I believe I'm well-rounded in that aspect. My problem would be trying to get it to the ground and get in that clinch, trying to set up my takedowns, and that's something I have to work on. I believe I don't have to, I'm not gonna have to force that outcome in the grappling because that's what he probably would want to do. So I'm just gonna take it where it needs to go. If it goes for grappling or clinching with a tight wall work, I'm looking forward to that as well.
When they look at fighters in the UFC, they expect like a finished product, like right away, instantly. Like if you're in the UFC, they expect, oh, you're the highest, but you don't even, you barely have 10 fights, man. Like, you're still developing against the best dudes in the world, dude. Like, it's probably the best on the job training you could get, right?
Man, life's a process. I believe that, yeah, we want to be refined. We want to be a finished product maybe when we to get to a higher level. But I was blessed with this opportunity. It was kind of a streamline from professional to LFA to getting an opportunity in the UFC. Iridium really provided those opportunities for me. So I have to shout out my management group that always provide me with the well-rounded resources as well as the opportunities. But for me, I'm learning every day. I'm growing into the martial artist and becoming that's the process. And of course, I was reflecting on it this week. We want to be fully ready for these high level fights. We want to be well-rounded, and we want to be well be fully prepared for these high level fights. But in reality, we're never going to be where we want to be for these opportunities. We're not going to be fully prepared. We're going to be as prepared as we can be. And I believe I've turned over every stone. I've been making growth, and I've been training consistently, been thinking about this consistently. So I believe that I'll be as ready as I can be on that fight. And I believe that's going to be enough.
after your last fight, you made an Instagram post about how, physically and mentally you were prepared, entering the fight. But then when the action started, you were hesitant. You said, I believe you said that you went back to your old ways. You wanted to just knock the dude's head off, right? And talk about that a little bit more in detail, man. I think that's so interesting.
I appreciate you bringing that to light, and I did do some reflection after that fight, and going from my first loss into my second fight, fighting a up and comer Danny Barlow. He posed a great challenge. He posed a great opportunity for me to show some growth, and my coach, Michael Costa, we were working different techniques. We were working on our defense. We were trying to cut angles, or we were working some unorthodox techniques. And I believe those things are important to give someone a different look. And by training that, I wasn't able to cross it over to the real time action. And it's a challenge. You train something consistently, and you want to be able to perform these techniques, but Um, I didn't have enough sparring to be able to feel that out, to be able to apply those techniques. So it was a growing experience, and I worked on emphasizing a little more sparring in this fight camp. So I won't be hesitant. Things need to come second nature. You can't be thinking about things in that fight. A split second is too long to be thinking about. You're not supposed to be thinking about it. It's supposed to go from here to action. So, you know, I look forward to making some growth from there, and just like I said before, it's a growing process. I'm learning every fight, and I was a little hesitant in that fight, and this fight, I won't be.
Yeah, man. I'm excited to see this matchup. When I saw the announcement, I was like, "That's a very good stylistic matchup, man." Like these dudes, they go for it, and someone's gonna, someone's gonna lose and someone's gonna win, man. Your expectations, right? Your team has expectations. You have expectations out of yourself. What are those expectations in this upcoming fight?
You know, that's expectations. There's a saying that if you expect something, if you expect a certain outcome, then you don't want to force a certain outcome. I set goals to do my best, and in previous fights, I did expect a certain outcome. I did want to win a certain way, but that's uh that's when you try to that turns into forcing a certain situation, trying to force it. And going into this fight, I want to be a little more fluid, be able to mix it up a little more, use some unorthodox techniques, and be a little more free. That's some goals of mine. I expect to win. I expect to show a high level, a more mature fighter, and a higher level of martial arts. And I believe if I go in there with no expectations, but expecting to do my best, holding myself to a high standard, and um, removing the emotion from, I believe emotion got to me in this past fight, trying to, you know, going into the third round, I had to do something, and I put myself in that situation. But from this fight camp, I learned that a fight's a fight consists of little moments, and if you focus on those little moments, don't focus on maybe previous moments, don't focus on the future, focus on those little moments. And if you put yourself present in those moments, then and you win those little exchanges, then they add up to a victory. So I'm gonna work on being in the present moment and just being a little more free, being happy, and not tense, not so rigid in the approach, and being a little more fluid. Don't try to win a certain way. I'm not trying to punch this guy in the face. I'm seeing the opportunity, trying to be a little more aware, using the right technique at the right time, other than just going off instinct and aggression. So, these are life lessons, not operating off emotion, kind of not trying to force an outcome. These things are not just in fighting, it's in life. So I'm glad I'm able to grow and apply principles and values to a real time situation.
June 15th, man, you get your chance. UFC Fight Night, Las Vegas. What do you think about the Apex, man? You don't mind it? The small cage, is that good for you? You like the smaller cage?
It's a little different for sure. I feel like I want to say it's a little more intimate. It's just like 5 feet. It's not just 10. It's like 5 feet all around. So it's like, tsh. And I've been training in the smaller cage. I'm grateful that the PI has a smaller cage for me to move around and to get used to. And there's nowhere to run. It's a tight environment, and I believe that might serve my opponent a little better to kind of close the distance, but I'm ready for everything that he has to throw at me. I'm ready for the stand up. I'm ready for the ground game. I'm ready for the clinch work. So, I'm not too nervous going into this one. I'm well prepared, and I'm just excited for the opportunity. I'm training hard and being 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 grateful and being happy with the process that I'm in. And I give God the glory. I give God the glory for the opportunity, the ability to stay healthy, and I hope my opponent's healthy as well, and we bring out the best in each other. That's what fighting is about. It's not about kind of I have to win for I have to win for you to lose. We're both striving for the same thing. So if we both go in with a good mindset and giving our best, I believe only good can come. I've said that before, and I believe that God can manifest something beautiful whether we win or lose.